Hey everyone, my name is Chef Rozario. I work at Mirepoix Hotel, and I'd like to show you my dish today. Here are the ingredients we're going to be using today. And we've got this lovely piece of US certified short rib. The first thing we want to do is remove the membrane off the bottom of the beef. To do that, use the back of a fork, pick at the end and pull towards you. Then we're going to remove some fat off the top and place the beef in a tray. Season generously with salt and pepper. Then we want to sear the beef. So heat a pan until it's smoky, put some oil in it, and sear on all sides. Alright, now for the mirepoix, we're going to need some Brunoise garlic, onion, celery, and carrot. We're going to use the same pan that we seared the meat in to preserve the flavor. Once all the vegetables are sauteed, we can add our veal stock in and leave that until it boils. Once it boils, we can put it aside in a container. Now you need to place the seared short ribs in a vacuum bag and pour the boiled stock over. Make sure that your ribs are vacuum tight before they go into the sous vide. We're going to sous vide them at 85 degrees Celsius or 177 Fahrenheit for 18 hours. While we wait, we can get ready with our other mise en place. Here we start with the Duksal. For that you're going to need button mushrooms that you're going to blend until they're finely chopped. In a pan, melt some butter, add some onions and garlic. Once your garlic starts to brown, you can add in your mushrooms. We're going to cook the mushrooms at a low heat for around 20 minutes. At this point, we're just trying to get all the liquid out of the mushrooms. Once they're done, we can set them aside and leave them to cool. We can get started on the celeriac puree. First, we cube the celeriac and roast them in a pot. We add in some onions and garlic until the garlic browns. Then we add in some milk and bring that to a boil. Once it's ready, we strain and save the liquid in a container. First, we blend the celeriac and then we slowly add in the liquid until we get a nice velvety texture. Now we start with the croquette. For that we use local potato. We bring that to a boil and then using the back of a fork you mash it. After it's mashed, throw in some butter and bring the heat up until the butter melts. Add some chives and truffle oil. Leave that to cool after mixing. After it's cool, we can shape it into a puck and start the dredging. To dredge, first we dip it in flour, then eggs, and then breadcrumbs. We can set that aside and check on our beef. At this point, the beef's been sitting in the sous vide for 18 hours. We're going to take it out and let it cool. We remove the bones and using the meat, we roll it into a tight roulade. Save the liquid from the braising and we reduce that. While our roulade sits in the chiller, we can get ready with our puff pastry for the Wellington. Evenly spread Duksal at the base of puff pastry after egg washing it. Place the shaved beef in the middle and roll the puff pastry tight. After the puff pastry has been chilled, egg wash it using egg yolks, score it across, and place it in a preheated oven. We cook this at 165 degrees for 30 minutes. While our Wellington is being cooked, we can get some vegetables ready. For that, we button out some carrots and cut asparagus into 3 equal portions.
Yeah. Okay.
Bring some water to a boil and blanch the vegetables. In a pan, add some olive oil, throw in your carrots and asparagus. Add some garlic and onion, season well with salt and pepper, before finally adding butter and thyme. Bring the butter to a boil and then set the pan aside. At this point, our Wellington should almost be ready. We egg wash the Wellington with egg yolk to give it a darker color when it comes out of the oven. We can deep fry the croquette at 170 degrees for about 2 minutes before we start plating. We need to make sure all the ingredients are reheated before we plate. We start the plate with a dollop of celeriac puree. Then we go around it with carrots and asparagus and sun-dried tomatoes. So I'd like to present my dish to you. Here we have the beef Wellington with the celeriac puree, sauteed vegetables, dried tomatoes, and a truffle mash croquette drizzled with the veal jus. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video.